Welcome back. It's Zion from Uke on Demand. We're reviewing fingerstyle song lessons and tabs. So this tutorial was requested by one of our members over at ukondemand.com. And we're going to go over the first part of the song in this video, but you can get the entire tutorial and all the tabs over at ukondemand.com. So let's get started. So the first part goes like this. To play that section, you're going to start by picking the open A, immediately followed by the first fret of A. And now we're going to pick the first fret of the A string and slide to the third. And then just pick open A again. And then back to the third. So putting that little piece together. And then now we go to up here. We're going to be barring the 5th fret of strings C, E, and A, and have our ring finger just above the 7th fret. We're not of the A string, we don't have it on just yet, and we're going to completely ignore the G string for right now. And so you're going to strum those bottom 3 strings, being barred at the 5th fret, and immediately hammer on with your ring finger to the 7th fret of the A. From here, you're simply going to add your pinky to the 8th fret of the E string, and you're going to pick the 7th fret of the A, 8th fret E, back to 7th fret of A. So it's hammer on, and then 7, 8, 7, and then reach your ring finger all the way across to the G string at the 7th fret. And so now you're going to be playing a D minor. Alright, and so we strum down, and then the next 2 strums are going to be a little bit softer, and there's 3 strums in all before that chunk, and the first D minor is going to be louder than the others, because that's actually the melody note for the end of shoulder, when he's singing the word shoulder. And so a good way to sort of get that harsh and quiet sound is to do both harsh and mellow strumming. So harsh strumming is when you strum with your fingernail, and so you're in sort of this position. I'll move it into the camera right here. And so you're strumming with the end of your fingernail, so you got a nice harsh and bright sound. Whereas if you're to extend that finger, and you could either stick it out in front of the others or have it like this, you've got a much softer sound. So I'll play them back to back. Here's harsh, soft. I'll go back and forth now. So for this first D minor, you want to go harsh with your fingernail. And the next 2, the next down up, you want that to use the fleshy part of your finger right here. So putting that measure together will sound like this. And then end with a chunk. So it'll be down, up, chunk, and that's the first beat. That chunk is the first beat of the next measure. So we've hit that chunk. Now we're in the second section of the song, which sounds like this. So to play that little section, we're going to start out in a G minor 7. So it's almost like a B flat chord, but you're not going to have your ring finger on the 3rd fret of the G. Instead, it will just be open. So you're going to use your index finger to bar the first frets of strings A and E, middle finger gets the 2nd fret of the C, and you're going to have an open G string. So you're going to strum that once. And then from this 1st fret that you're already on with your index finger, you're going to slide. You're going to pick the 1st fret and slide to the 3rd. And then come back down to the 1st. Open. And C5. And that C5 is open G, open C, and 3rd fret of the E string, and completely ignore the A for now. So together. And then wait 1 beat. And then we're going to go into an F chord. So in case you don't know, 2nd fret of the G, open C, 1st fret of the E, and open to A. And strum once. And then add your ring finger right behind your middle finger, almost as if you were doing a D minor. And you're going to pick that 2nd fret of the G string and the 2nd fret of the C string together. Or you can strum down. And after you do that first one, you're going to wait and then do it 2 more times. And then chunk. And then you repeat everything again. And then going into the next F. And then pick the G, 2nd fret of G and 2nd fret of C together. And then the chunk. And then here, this little last section of the first part of the song will sound like this. And to play that little outro right there, you're going to make a G chord, but you're only going to strum the top 3 strings, so G, C, and E. And you're not even going to have your middle finger on the A string, because if you look ahead, we're about to hit an open A. So just be index on the 2nd fret of the C and ring finger on the 3rd fret of the E. I'm going to strum those. Open A. Another C5. Then index finger to the 1st fret of the E. And finally, an F chord. So putting that little last section together. And that's how to play the first part of Put Your Head on My Shoulder on the ukulele. I hope you've enjoyed learning it so far. To get the rest of the song lesson and all the tabs, head over to ukeondemand.com and subscribe below so you don't miss out on any of our upcoming fingerstyle tutorials. We'll see you next time.